Now, every one of us has a dream. What is the goal that you really want to accomplish? The thing that is scary, I use the analogy of a mountaintop because you really want it. You want to get to that mountaintop, but you know that the path to achieving it is going to be scary. And there's going to be adversity along the way. So I want you to keep that in mind right now, thinking forward. But now I'm going to ask you to actually look back. And I'm going to tell a story of when I started my journey to become a United States Marine. Stephen's going to love this one as a former Marine, or also as a former Marine. So I'm going to tell you the story, and then I'm going to ask you guys to think of a story from your past. So when I was 18 years old, I decided I wanted to become a United States Marine like my grandfather. Now, it was really scary to get on a plane when I was 18 years old to head to San Diego, California, to go to college, University of San Diego, to start training to become an officer of Marines. It was scary enough to get on the plane to get to San Diego, but the day that I reported in was a really hard day. Because that very first day, one of the Marines came up to me and leaned over and said to me, "You'll never make it as a Marine." Have you ever had that happen to you? Someone tells you that you can't do this. What are you thinking of? Right now, I must say part of it might have been my choice of attire. When I was 18 years old, I put a lot of thought as a young 18-year-old girl into my outfit. So I did show up on that day one in hot pink shorts with white polka dots with cute little pumps and nails to match. So that might have been part of the reason for the comment. Probably not a good choice, right, Stephen? Showing into Marines or showing up to report into Marines. So that was my day one. Day two got worse. It actually got a lot worse because that was the first day I had to run in formation with my fellow Marines through the hills of Southern California. Now, up until now, I grew up in Minnesota. It is flat as a pancake. All of my running, it was flat. I get to San Diego, and I'm getting in formation to go for the first run, and we start going up the hills. And I couldn't keep up. Stephen knows this as a Marine. One of the most shameful things as a United States Marine is if you can't keep up physically. So I couldn't keep up. There were all males. There's one other female that was there. She hung in a little bit longer than I did, but I couldn't keep up. So then I had to live with that shame that I couldn't keep up. So I had someone who told me, "You can't do it." And then the next day I couldn't keep up. Now, the reason I tell this story is because I want to make a point. Each and every day, I had to show up and I had to make a decision. Do I go back to my unit, report in, and do the hard work, even though I know it's going to be hard and it's going to be challenging? Or the other choice is I could have gone back to Minnesota, around my family, my friends, my loved ones when things are easy. So bravery a lot of times isn't just running into battle or running into a burning building. It's the little decisions that we make each day. It's what Stephen was calling being a professional. When you have that opportunity to push forward in the adversity, to overcome the resistance, are you going to do that? Or are you going to run back home? So when it comes to bravery, I always say we have a choice day in and day out. Are you going to take a step forward toward what you fear in order to get to that mountaintop that's meaningful to you? Or are you going to take a step back because it's hard? And what I have found in my research, and it's almost counterintuitive, and this is the message we need to teach everyone in the world, especially our younger generation, is when you choose to do the hard thing, the thing that is challenging, that you'll be encountering adversity, those are the moments that will bring you the highest levels of happiness and well-being. If you continually run away from what you fear, you will become weak, you will develop anxiety, you will not live a good life. If you continually run toward what you fear as you're pursuing your dreams and your goals, you will become unstoppable.